What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Thursday, September the 12th. Excuse me 1 second. I'm going to make this short, sweet, get you on a free play because it's getting late. And I had a client of mine. He was one of my very first clients that ever signed up with me. Been with me since literally my first week, going public with all this. So he's been with me for, going on 2 years. And he gave me an idea of a package. And at first I was like, I don't really know. But I figured, you know what? Let's try it one time. Let's see the turnout that we get. Let's see what we do. And then maybe this is something that we'll run, once a quarter or something like that. So what we're going to do is the promo for today is going to be, there's two of them. It's involving the 3-day pass and the 7-day pass. But you actually have to buy a separate purchase. You go in, you can buy the 3 days for $50, 7 days for $99. Well, I went in and added two different packages for today and today only at midnight. They go away. One's called the 3 for 30. So $30 gets you 3 days. And that's 3 days of all premium and daily top plays. Obviously, a play of the week, play of the year, play of the month type thing. Those are not included, obviously. And then a 7-day pass for 70. It's called 7 for 70. So you can get 7 days of action, same details for $70. When you go to the website, chasewins.com, hit the purchase page, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see both of those at the very bottom. So let's get a good turnout on that. And, we've got football starting tonight, which we're going to do a free play in. And then we've got football tomorrow. We've got football all day Saturday. We've got football all day Sunday. We've got Major League Baseball going all those days. So it's going to be a big weekend. We've got the CFL starting up again tomorrow. So it's going to be a huge, huge weekend. I'm going to the bank here in just a few minutes to pull out about $20K that I'm going to have spread around college football Saturday. So I'm telling you right now, you do not want to miss out on college football Saturday. Or Major League Baseball that we've got. There is the potential of a NCAA game of the week on Saturday. If that happens, I'll probably have somewhere around 8 large on that game. So, but I guess the one bad thing is I've never lost a play of the year before. Never have. I always have 2 in Major League Baseball. This year, the beginning of the season, we won it in a shutout fashion. But last night, we took a game that, even though the line was a little bit suspect, I'm aware of that, and people, I had one person send me an email this morning and cuss me out, ask me, what the fuck are you doing? You don't know what you're doing, yada, yada, yada. Bet your clients aren't happy after, a not so great 7 days. Look, if you can't sustain a bad 7-day period, then this is not the business for you. It doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, or, anywhere in between. You're going to have losing weeks. You're going to have losing days. You're going to have losing weeks. For most handicappers, they're going to have losing months. I can honestly say for the last, going on 20 months now. No, 19 months since I went live with this. Is that right? I think that's right. Only 2 months where we overall didn't turn a profit. There's been losing weeks, there's been losing days, and those will continue to happen every so often. Losing days are going to happen. Losing weeks will happen from time to time. And it doesn't matter what sport it's in or how good you are in those sports, they happen. Obviously, they happen to, certain cappers a lot more than others, but when you do this every single day and you are diligent in what you do, and you are smart and you manage your bankroll properly, 1 week is not going to deter you. It's not going to affect you where you don't want to play anymore, and it certainly isn't going to bury you. Like people say, oh, bury you. You buried me. You buried me. Well, if you're buried because of one player 1 week, then you were betting way outside of your means, and that's not my fault, nor is it my issue. You have to stay. It doesn't matter how high I rate the game. It doesn't matter how much I play the game. If I typically bet $5,000 on that type of game, and on this one I'm betting $10,000, that doesn't mean that you go out there and bet double on your end unless your bankroll can handle it. If you ever go out there and have 1 week where that 1 week is making you lose sleep and you're not being able to do what you need to do, this is not the business for you because you cannot manage money. But for the very first time in any sport, I lost a play of the year last night. Every single stat, pitching, batting, bullpen, umpires, every single thing favored the St. Louis Cardinals. They went in there and Tella was out there, throwing above a 13 ERA. His last handful of starts, he goes out there and lets lefties bat 371 against him. And who'd have thought he goes out there last night and plays the game of his career. So it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I had every single stat, every single thing to back it up, and every single reason to play that game at the level that I did. But hey, I guess the monkey's off my back now. To be able to run a record that long with those type of plays and never lose one, it's going to happen eventually, and it did last night. It sucks. I hate it. I hate losing money like that. But no need to sit here and make an excuse about it. I mean, we can make excuses all day long. We lost. I can make 1,000 excuses for the St. Louis Cardinals, but I really don't know what their issue was. If they get swept today by Colorado, they don't deserve the Central, and they all but pretty much locked it in. So hopefully the Cubs will be able to pull out a win today, because now I think they're tied now with Milwaukee for that second wild card spot. They really, really need to separate themselves by a couple of games, and they need to do it fast. Otherwise, they could go from leading the Central to completely out of the postseason race whatsoever. So yesterday, that killed us. The Cincinnati Reds dropped another game to the Seattle Mariners. That was, I don't get that. Today, I do slightly lean over on that game. We'll see what happens there. You just got two pitchers, one that's making a debut, the other one who's still fairly wet behind the ears. Both are probably going to be spot starters here. One that's going to be a spot starter here, one that just doesn't go very long into games. I guess the free play that we're going to focus on today, we're going to focus on the NFL, and it's not a game that I'm in love with, because I don't like this rivalry. I'm not a fan of either of these teams, the way they're coached. I'm not a fan of the way that either quarterback does things. I mean, I like Cam Newton. I think he's a very, very talented athlete, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks there is, but I think he makes a lot of stupid decisions, and I think that's Jameis Winston's problem. I like Jameis Winston, I really do, but I cannot get over just the stupid decisions that he makes, and that's ultimately what I think has cost him what could be a certain level of success that he could have. One thing that I was impressed with was the fact that the Panthers hung right on with LA the entire game on Sunday. But now keep in mind, it's also week 1, so neither team has really hit their stride yet. So that either could have been a little bit of a fluke, or it could have, just because LA's not where they're going to be yet, or it could have been saying like, hey, the Panthers are going to be a force to be reckoned with again, just like they were a few years ago and made it all the way to the Super Bowl against Denver. I think the Panthers are a good team. I think they've got some crucial pieces within that team that make them the success that they are, but I also think that they make some stupid mistakes, and I think a lot of that falls on Cam Newton and that offensive line. But today, you're really outweighing the good with the bad. You've got your home field, so that gives you a few points right there. You have a Thursday night game on a short week on a team that comes in with a lot more confidence versus the other in the way they played. They haven't had to travel, so that benefits them, upwards of about 4 points. And truth be told, the Panthers are, all around, I think, a better team. I don't think that they're a 7-point better team, or a 6.5 point, because that's what I'm looking at. I just bet the game at -6. It was 6.5. I bought the hook down to 6, as I always do on numbers like that, to give myself the chance to push and or win. So we're going to do that. So we're going to play it at -6. If you want to get it at 6.5, that's fine, but I do recommend buying the hook down. The thing is, if you really look at stat for stat what's going on, taking the latter part of last season and then week 1, I would say that the Panthers are probably about a 4-point better team. Truth be told, taking neutral site into it and everything. So then when you go out there and you look at home field and you look at the rest factor and you look at the travel situation, you add a few points onto that. So that I think this line's very, very sharp. I really do. These teams always play each other close. So with the sharp line the way that it is, and I do think it's very sharp, it would not surprise me whatsoever if this game is decided by a touchdown. And if that's the case, I've got to go with who I think is the better team, who I think is the more experienced, better quarterback, and who I think is the better coaching staff, along with being backed by their home fans and just taking that motivation in. And this is a rivalry game. These teams do not like each other. They always play each other tough. So if you go stat for stat, you should end up right there at about a touchdown. We can get it at 6 when we buy the hook. I'll take it. That's what I'm going to play with. Carolina Panthers -6.5, buy the hook, get it at 6. That is your free play for the day. Coming off of a shitty day, man. There's no sugarcoating it. That game of the year absolutely killed us. But so we're 1-1 in games of the year in Major League Baseball this year. Like I said, there's going to be a big play on Saturday if everything pans out. We still got a couple of really big plays left in Major League Baseball coming up before the season ends and we get into the postseason. I purchased wild card tickets yesterday. Contingent that the Cubs make it, whether they end up going. I actually had to purchase 2 sets of tickets, one for DC and one for Chicago, both contingent on the Cubs making it. And if they don't, obviously I'll get my money back and I'll have no interest in going. But so just gonna keep grinding out baseball until the very end. Got a couple more weeks left and we're ready to go to postseason. So we're gonna take the Carolina Panthers today, -6.5. Jump on it, buy it down to 6. Get the 3 for $30 for 3 days. 7 for 70, 7 days, all plays, $70. This is a 1-day special only, guys. Excuse me. And at midnight, it will not be available for purchase. So even if you don't jump on plays today, you can jump on plays tonight before midnight. And if my games have already started, then I just immediately go in and add you a day. So it'll be like your package starts tomorrow. But at midnight, that package will no longer be on the site available for purchase. And we'll see what the turnout is. And if it's something that runs good, we're not going to run it every week because it's just too cheap. But it might be something that we run once a quarter, like once every 90 days we'll run it as we're introducing new sports and stuff like that, allowing people to get on and make decisions as to whether or not they want to jump on long term with certain sports. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Go out there, hammer it out. Let's have a big day. Let's bounce back from 2 not great days, and we'll brush this loss off and we'll come back, and by the end of the week we won't even be thinking about it. We'll be up plus money because I am stepping out big this weekend, and mark my words, we are going to, by the end of the week, we're going to have turned profit, and nobody's even going to be thinking about that. For all the people that were on the game, the 7-day guarantee, you've already been extended. So make sure you get on and jump on your plays for today and for the next week. And if you are on that and you still want to take advantage of the deal, you can still purchase the deal, and it'll just go into your queue and it'll start when your other expires. So you don't have to miss out on the deal. So anyway, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, chase@chasewins.com. I'll get to it as quickly as I can. I'm going to be in front of the computer for the next couple hours and probably till about 5:30 this afternoon. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Carolina Panthers -6.5, buy it down to 6, and we'll go out there. Let's have a nice win there. Let's go out there and crush it. See you guys.